Sean Payton, from
He's
what
feeling
we
good.
hear from rumors and from others that are supposedly have all this information, he's looking to get back in coaching, which we all knew, but he's trying to form a all-star coaching staff if you believe he can do that. But Vic Fangio, I always thought defensively, like, man, this dude is so good. He was Harbaugh's D coordinator with the Niners when the Niners were playing well. When he was the head coach of the of the Broncos, they were extremely stout on defense. When he's a defensive coordinator in Chicago, they were really good. Now, the question is, where does Sean Payton go? He's not going anywhere that does not have a quarterback in place. Where can you see him?
How
landing?
many
Like, where?
organizations do? I mean, we only have
Right.
we get into this conversation all the time, man. We really only have 5 or 6 elite all-star quarterbacks in this world, in this league. And after you get past number 5, you can pretty much round out the top 10 with whoever you think should be on your list. And there are going to be a few vacancies this year. I think the Carolina Panthers. But they don't have an answer for a quarterback situation down there probably for the next however many years. I think the Houston Texans, I think they're going to fire Lovie Smith and maybe the Chicago Bears. And you look at those 3 organizations or whatever is mentioned. I mean, I do believe that Sean Payton will coach again next season, but I just don't see anywhere for him to go with the coaching style that he's going to bring to an organization, especially with the quarterback talent that he's been accustomed to. And it's going to be a tremendous drop-off in production as far as from the quarterback position anywhere that he goes. So he's going to have to figure something out, get a draft pick, make a trade if he wants to come back and coach, because the quarterback list is very limited when you talk about being able to compete to get to the playoffs and win a world championship, other than if he doesn't join an organization which is going to be a surprise firing for him to take over. But I don't see that happening either.
Well, I'll say this.
I do think that. Go ahead.
No, you got it, LaVar. Go ahead. You got it.
Well, I'm thinking we're obviously talking about it right now. So the fact that we're talking about it, he's putting the warning shots. He's putting the flag up. He's got the bat light in the sky, summoning him to come coach. There will be a surprise firing because it's going to be, they may not be able to beat some of these other teams to interviewing him and wanting to bring him on, but you got to assume the team that he wants, they probably already knew he wanted that. The team that it's going to be, they probably already know what they want to do. And I would not be surprised if Brandon Staley takes his last, call as a coach this year for the Chargers. I would not be surprised if it ends up being Sean Payton that comes in and takes over and has obviously Herbert as his. I mean, why wouldn't you do it? If I'm the Chargers, why wouldn't you do it? If I'm Sean Payton, this is the perfect place, right? He wants to be in broadcasting. He still wants to coach. You coach. You're here in L.A. You're around all of these execs. Boom, you stay relevant for TV while you're still coaching, and you're coaching a really fine elite quarterback with, by the way, elite talent on the team. So this team has underperformed with the amount of talent that they've had for a while now. I would say that would be the most logical move for an all-star studded cast of coaches.
As a quarterback.
Wow.
2 surprise firings. I'm going to throw it out there. 2 surprise firings, I would say Cliff Kingsbury or Josh McDaniels.
I don't believe Josh is going anywhere. Cliff, I could see that happening for sure. Mark Davis, he's not going to eat that money. It's a long contract. They still paying John Gruden. It's his first year. They're not going to the playoffs, but they somewhat still in the hunt. But you know what, LaVar, is before you said what you said, unless the Chargers win a Super Bowl, Sean Payton's going to be the head coach of the Chargers next year. The Chargers need to win the Super Bowl. If they don't win the Super Bowl, he's going to be the head coach of the Chargers. You have a young quarterback in Herbert that he can, in essence, retire with Herbert as his quarterback. He'll coach 10, 12 years and go off into the sunset. Regardless of where Sean Payton coaches, he's going to be in the spotlight. If he would like to get in TV when he's done coaching, that's going to be available. That's going to be an option regardless of where he coaches. But he wants to go where he has a chance to win. The Chargers give him a chance to win with Herbert as their quarterback. When you look at all the young quarterbacks in the league, those coaches are solidified. Like, they're not going anywhere. Andy Reid isn't leaving Kansas City. At least I don't believe.
What about Denver Broncos?
Zach, man, he's not going to Denver. Russell Wilson is on the back end of his career. And the way Russell looks now, Sean Payton ain't going for that.
Well, Sean Payton's the quarterback guru now.
Yeah,
Sean Payton is not putting his career in the hands of Russell Wilson the way he has looked this
He
year.
said putting his career in his hands.
He's not doing that, man.
Have you
It's
been
supposed to
around
be the other way
Sean
around.
Sean Payton is that's a pretty intense dude too, man. Like, you ain't, if he can't go up in there and get at Russell Wilson the way he want to get at him, he's not going to coach that dude. That's,
Zach Taylor,
to me, the biggest issue.
Zach Taylor in Cincinnati, he's not going anywhere. Sean McDermott in Buffalo, he's not going anywhere. Who else am I missing? Just think about these young quarterbacks that can really play. Their coaches aren't going anywhere. The Chargers, Doug Peterson in Jacksonville, not going anywhere.
Yeah.
The Chargers have underachieved. When you look at before the season started, I said on paper, the Chargers might have the best roster
let me throw this
in
one
the
out.
league.
What about Cleveland?
I don't know if I don't believe Sean Payton would go coach in Cleveland. I don't believe so.
Why not?
I just
it's a very, very attractive roster. I mean, I don't know how he feels about, the quarterback, but that is an elite quarterback outside of everything else, all things given. That is an elite of elite quarterbacks, and that is an opening. That is a possible opening.
The Browns have a really good roster, offensively and defensively. They really do, and Deshaun's getting better week after week.
Yeah, he is.
He's getting better. He's playing better.
I'm a Stefanski fan, but they've grossly underachieved during his tenure there.
They haven't underachieved. He took them to the playoffs.
Okay, that's fair.
They've been to the playoffs now. I give
they
them
had them
like
in the
this,
Super Bowl.
People
had them in the Super Bowl.
I give them a pass this year. They had him in a Super Bowl with Baker Mayfield as a quarterback, and Baker Mayfield is now going to be a career backup. So how can you so did he underachieve or did he overachieve? I'm talking Kevin Stefanski.
Yeah, I got you.
And so for me, I believe the Chargers don't win a Super Bowl. Sean Payton will be the coach of the Los Angeles Chargers because he's that good of a coach. They're going to the playoffs now. They've rebounded from their early season troubles. But I believe with Justin Herbert, you have an opportunity to compete each and every year with the Mahomes, the Josh Allens, and the Joe Burrows just in the AFC. And I didn't even bring up Lamar Jackson because he's hurt right now. But you get Sean Payton with Justin Herbert out here in L.A., man, it's gonna be, and that defense. You got Khalil Mack, you got Bosa on the end, you got good linebackers on the back end. They're good.
Time.
Yeah, if they can stay healthy. Khalil Mack has played well this year. Bosa's been
in and out,
a little under the weather.
Okay, all right.
But yeah, for me, you get there, and I'm sure like Khalil Mack, he played under Fangio in Chicago as his defensive coordinator. I'm sure he would welcome that. I'm sure he would be all for that. It's going to be really interesting because very rarely in the National Football League do we see coaches that have a successful season going to the playoffs
Let me throw one more out. I know we're up against it on the break, but what about Arizona?
I said Cliff Kingsbury.
Yeah. What about Arizona?
I mean, I don't think his job is secure, especially.
I mean, they're in disarray right now.
Yeah.
I mean, there's rumors that saying Kingsbury may just resign. Like, he may just say, "I'm done." So, but would Sean Payton want to go into that situation? Does Sean Payton feel like
sometimes
can
that'd be the
reach.
best situation to go into. Is
You get a lot of power.
because you get a lot of
But
power.
Sean Payton is Sean Payton, like, no pun intended, like, he's him.
Yeah.
He's going to get that power regardless, so he's not going to go.
But you got
He's
a
earned that.
quarterback. You got D-Hop. You got players, bruh. You got the kid from Carolina that's there, Robbie. What is it?
Robbie Anderson.
Robbie Anderson
No,
is there
the
now.
receiver
Hollywood
position.
Brown.
The receiver
backfield.
position is set. Does Sean Payton and again, I don't know Kyler Murray, but people put these rumors out to kind of assassinate his character. But I wouldn't say all of them aren't true, but some of them have to hold some weight. Does Sean Payton want to deal with that? Does he want to deal with that?
But also, does Kyler Murray fit Sean Payton's style of coaching and his
Or
and his
will
offense?
Kyler Murray because of the respect and what Sean Payton has accomplished, be a different person playing under him than he is under
It's
Kingsbury?
very possible. It's very possible.
I don't think Kyler Murray has the the mental toughness to play under a Sean Payton.